Seckou Keita is a virtuoso of the kora, a traditional West African stringed instrument. What does it sound like? How does Seckou bring it into completely different musical contexts? And what challenges does he face in the process?
Where I come from, a lot of the music is done by memories, to remember patterns, and then when you write it, then I have to stick with the writing. That's the challenge bit.
How can the West African kora find a connection to European classical music? Seckou worked on this question for 15 years. His answer is the African Rhapsodies that he and the BBC Concert Orchestra performed in the Royal Concert Hall in Nottingham. The audience is moved.
His music just fills you full of joy. Brings tears.
Can't put it into words from the heart.
Very seldom do I ever go to somewhere where I cry all the way through.
Absolutely wonderful. It was heavenly.
Back in the days, there was an empire called Gabu Empire. So there, the kings used to order their compositions. They will ask, some kora player will compose a special song for an event. And I find a similarity. In fact, I've noticed writers back in the classical world, Bach or whatever, they also have this system there. So somehow, there's a similarity happening in different parts of this world.
I think here we've got something really special. There's a real sort of team vision of what we're trying to do. We're always learning from each other's backgrounds, each other's music, and I think that's a wonderful thing.
Seckou Keita came from a family of griots, the professional poets, singers, and historians that have passed on traditional knowledge for centuries. Essentially, West African bards. Sekkou's been living in Nottingham in England's East Midlands since 2004.
I was born in the southern part of Senegal, a place called Casamance, a town called Ziguinchor. So I grew up there with my grandfather, my mom's father, who's my mentor. So, age of 7, my grandfather taught me how to build my first instrument. Age of 14, I started to learn the repertoire, some traditional songs that dated back in century with a story behind them. Age of 18, and I left the family.
The kora originated in West Africa, probably in the 13th or 14th century. It's made of a calabash or pumpkin gourd covered with an animal skin with a long wooden neck attached. It's played using only the thumbs and index fingers. What makes a fusion of kora and classical especially tricky is that while music is consigned to paper in Europe, Seckou only learned it orally.
When I was young, I asked my uncle said I wanted to go to the conservatoire to learn how to read and write music like that. And he said no. And I was really disappointed because he said to me, you don't need it, you got it there. So if you open this thing in the mail, he said, okay, lovely lines, numbers, what are they? So I have to hear it.
The premiere in Nottingham proved that Seckou has successfully integrated the kora into classical music. This cross-fertilization of musical traditions has borne rich fruit.